Why are you syncing up our microphones?
Well, I have to sync them up because we have a special co-host today.
Is it Stella?
I wish it was Stella.
She would hate that. She hates having your picture taken.
Mhm.
I can only imagine how she would act if we put microphones on her.
Yeah, I just couldn't get her under contract. Her agent's pretty tough, and she wanted too much of a percentage and some back end. It was a whole thing.
Still in negotiations.
So we're in negotiations.
I see.
We'll see. I'll see if I can get her on.
Mm.
She got a lot to say. Trust me. She's always got a lot to say.
Always, yes. But this is a big week.
This is a big episode.
Yeah.
You know what this episode is, Andrea?
What is this episode?
This is our anniversary episode.
Oh.
Our anniversary.
Our wedding anniversary, not anniversary of the podcast.
No. Wedding anniversary, relationship anniversary, and that sort of thing. So I think today we talk about anniversary stuff.
Okay.
Like our story. We'll have Ollie come in later and ask.
So now you just
questions.
gave away our guest.
Oh, no, our special
big
guest.
reveal.
Oh, the big reveal.
Our youngest son, Ollie's going to come play a game.
He's going to come play a game. He's kind of put some questions together, or found some questions, one way or the other, but he's going to come help guest host. And I'm excited because this week is all about our love. Which does relate to the book.
It's true.
I really think it does, because the more we talk about our relationship and our love and how we do things, I feel like it helps us get our brain wrapped around what a relationship could look like in our book.
Yep, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. It's all a lens.
Are you excited, though?
I'm very excited. I love our love story.
I guess let's start then with our anniversary. So it was Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. It was this past Wednesday.
Let's talk about what we did, and then I think we've got a couple of things to talk about. Then we'll do some music and intros, and then we'll maybe talk more about where relationships started.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so we did a real bad job planning for our
We did. I don't feel terrible, though. I feel like
there's just been a lot going on, and we're not big planners. Like, I have friends that are so good at planning trips a year or two out, and they get something on the calendar and they book it and they pay on it. And that sounds so nice theoretically. I wish we were more like that, but we are just more spontaneous.
We're pantsers in that way.
We do. We fly by the seat of our pants a little bit, which has its pros and cons. But we talked about a lot of ideas leading up to our anniversary, but we just hadn't planned anything.
We hadn't figured it out yet.
But it ended up being a really beautiful.
We ended up being nice.
Yes.
Really nice.
You called me in the morning when I was driving Ollie to school.
That's right. And I sang happy anniversary to you.
To the birthday song.
The birthday song.
The tune, yep. And then we got to meet for lunch, just the two of us. That was nice.
Mm-hmm.
A restaurant. Well, I've been going to since birth. You too?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. But yeah.
Staple around here.
Spent a lot of time there over the years. I think it was the first place we took Ollie when he was born, actually.
Yeah, definitely.
First outing before a doctor's appointment. But yeah, so it was nice. We got to have lunch, just the two of us. And while we were at lunch, we were talking about what to do that evening. And Jackson, we talked about.
I know what we would do that evening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
Thank goodness Ollie hadn't here for the guest hosting yet. But Jackson has been in a performance at his school of Pride and Prejudice. And so the show opened Thursday. So we assumed that he would be in dress rehearsal that night. And so we were texting him saying like, hey, do you think you could maybe do a later dinner if we went out? Just not sure what time he'd be home. And he ended up saying that he wasn't going to have to stay at all, that they were just focusing on some specific scenes. And so we booked a nice fancy dinner at a steakhouse.
Steakhouse action.
Yeah, the boys came home. We got all dressed up and had our pictures taken and had just a really nice dinner.
It was really nice, like celebrating with the boys.
Yeah.
And what was really good and gave us the idea for today in the podcast is that Ollie had a lot of great questions about our relationship, where it started, and
just relationships in general. Different questions. They both had some good questions, but yeah, Ollie really drove that a lot. He really led it with some great questions, and yeah, I don't know, it created a lot of good discussion, but also time, like us having time of just the four of us is just getting fewer and further between, with Jackson being so busy and driving him.
He just does his own thing now.
Yeah, he just kind of runs his own life. And so we were just really grateful to have the four of us together and be able to celebrate our anniversary together and, be dressed up and kind of have the fancy experience. And our waitress was so nice. And they put little rose petals on the table and brought us a dessert and with a little happy anniversary spelled out in chocolate. And It was a really, really special dinner. So it ended up just being the nicest day.
Very chill.
Yeah, we got to come home and read together after the boys were in bed, which is one of our favorite things to do to kind of wind down the night. And so, yeah, for not having any plans, it ended up being a really awesome day.
And it's gonna sound cheesy. I'm just gonna tell you right now, it's gonna sound cheesy. But we are very cognizant of our relationship every single day.
Yeah.
And we work on it and we think about it and we make time for it and we make space for it, spending time together and reading and almost treating every day kind of like our anniversary. I know it sounds cheesy.
Yeah.
But that's why I didn't have that same pressure of like, oh my gosh, we really have to celebrate.
It has to be something.
It has to be something huge.
No, definitely not. Because I think we also know at some point there will be some spontaneous trip or whatever that we'll take or get a hotel for the night. Visit a city.
However you want to think about it.
Yeah, I know. Whether
we usually just disappear.
We just do it. But I also think, like you said, about us focusing on our relationship every day. I think that comes from the years where we were in the trenches, raising kids or in school or starting our careers, whatever it was, where you're just in survival mode and you're just kind of in the taking notes mode of like, not that we drifted, but we just didn't have the time and energy to
it wasn't the same kind of priority we had on, right? Like there's so many different things that needed attention at that time.
And I think just in my mind, I think about, there was a time, I think it was like around 2017. I want to say it was around the time you went on that Devil's River trip, where I feel like we thought we'd kind of drifted. And I think we both just realized at that time that we had been so busy and putting so much attention on other things that we were neglecting our relationship and I think just ourselves as individuals. Like, we were putting so much energy into what was going outward, of whether it was our careers or raising kids and things like that. And so I think that time for me felt very make or break of like, we're either going to lean in or we're going to split. I mean, I don't think it was quite that dramatic.
It
wasn't that dire, but it just felt like that was the path that we were on, of like we were coming to a fork. And so I think both of us realized during that time of like, this is what's important to us, our relationship and each other. And
totally.
And so I feel like especially since then, and it helps so much that the kids are older. Like,
I can take care of them. So that wasn't kind of.
I think back to when they were young, and I think about parents that are in that position right now. Is like, it's normal to feel like you don't have time for yourselves, or you're just in survival mode. I mean, that it can be it. And so when you can steal those little few minutes away to watch a TV show together, or read a book together, or just sit and have a conversation, and sometimes we would go out and say, we're just sneak away to dinner
about the kids.
Yeah, we just have rules. Like, we cannot talk about the kids. We cannot talk about anything that feels like business related. Like, oh, did you, fix the vacuum or whatever the thing was? It was like the rule was we had to talk about like ourselves or our relationship or like thoughts we were having, whatever the thing was, but just trying to get out of that mode a little bit. And so I think that where we are now is a result of that point. And like, realizing like, hey, this is something that's really important to us, and if everything else was taken away, like this is what we want. This is, you can take everything else from me, but
I think that's one of the many evolutions of our relationship, right? Like in different phases of life and following the millennial roadmap. So I'm glad we got together, though. I'm glad we got to hang out and we got to spend time with the boys. I mean,
it was really special.
The only one may only be here another year.
I know.
I don't want to talk about it. We are reading a book. Did we talk about this last time?
No.
That book just describes what it was like to have a kid about to go off to college. It was too real.
Yeah.
Kind of hurt.
Well, it's like a couple, it's Colleen Oakley, Jane and Dan at the End of the World. It just came out a few weeks ago. And it's about a couple who goes out to dinner for their 19th wedding anniversary, and they have a kid about to leave for college. And so some of the things they were talking about was just really spot on, too real. And while they're at dinner, some like terrorists run in and take over the restaurant, and we're still figuring out what the motive behind all that is. But the coincidence is that the female lead, had written a book like 6 years before that was basically the same plot, and so she was kind of seeing her book come to life before her eyes. And so won't give away too much more. It's a really interesting book, but man, they just perfectly captured the feeling of having a kid about to leave for college, about how it feels like this really exciting, fun thing. And then the closer it gets, it starts to feel more like the loss and the dread and the grief of it all. But
as you talked about Jackson, and and just having his own life and that sort of thing. We did get to take some of his concert tickets last night. That was fun.
That was a fun little date night.
We had a fun date night.
Yeah, we bought him tickets to a show for Christmas that was last night, but he ended up getting cast in this show, and so he couldn't go. And so he said, "Why don't you guys take the tickets?" And so we did, and it paid off for him because him and Ollie both got some cool merch. We got some T-shirts and the vinyl of the opener band. It was really fun. Yeah.
But before that, we did
more book stuff.
Man, we were busy yesterday.
And that was a big day.
Too much yesterday.
It was Independent Bookstore Day.
It was
really cool. We were glad to celebrate that. We went down to a neighborhood in Dallas that was doing a bookstore crawl where they have like 5 bookstores within like a mile of each other. So we walked from bookstore to bookstore trying to support that, and they each had different events going on. So
I was just happy to see everybody out.
Oh yeah,
and like supporting.
They were
packed.
Yeah, it was great.
And that's good.
It's good to see, because we were just talking about like bookshop.org. They were talking about just the importance of independent bookstores in neighborhoods and in communities, and what a community hub they are, and what the purpose that they serve beyond, getting books into people's hands, but they're places for meetups and, we're book clubs and all the things.
Maybe even podcast recording.
You're right. And so just the value of having those independent bookshops and how important they are. So we were excited to go celebrate.
That was fun.
Yeah.
You got a new book?
I did. I got Flirting Lessons by Jasmine Guillory, our author of the week from a few weeks ago. I'm excited to read it. So it's in my TBR pile now.
Had a big day yesterday. That's a lot for my old man bones, Andrea.
And after a big week, too.
We walked around a lot, and then we stood at a concert. I will say I almost didn't go because I worked chairs at this concert.
You knew it was standing room only.
Yeah, I was like, luckily there was some seating outside in between the 2 acts.
We did have one of our podcast listeners. I was texting her about the concert, and she was telling us that she thought we were really cool for being out on a Saturday night at a concert.
I'll take it.
That we were the coolest. So I'll take it. At 41, I will take all the cool vibes.
Another podcast listener, birthday today, JK from the Bay.
Yeah. Happy birthday, JK.
I feel like we got some other feedback this week, but now I can't remember it.
Your old man brain.
Man brain.
Too much yesterday.
Old man brain, old man legs.
Yeah. Lots of laughs. I feel like I had several people messaging me about parts of the last episode that really made them giggle and laugh out loud, including some of the fake ads that JK has sent, the moms, and things like that. But I'm excited to talk about us this week. I guess we should start with our wedding theme song that was written for us as a gift by our friend Brent.
Deal.
For our wedding 20 years ago. And I think we've said it before, but when he gave his best man speech, we had 3 best men, and so he gave his speech at the wedding, and he was talking about how with the song he originally had intended to put lyrics to it, but he decided to keep it instrumental because he was really trying to capture this feeling or this emotion that he associated with us, of how we're not like an overly publicly affectionate.
Yeah, well, like PDA.
No,
people.
not real big on that in public for sure. But he was just talking about like the sweetness of our relationship and the ways that you would see, like a kiss on the forehead or just little ways that we would comfort each other and things like that. So he talked in his speech about trying to capture that moment with this song. So here's a little clip from our wedding theme song. So beautiful. I used it for my anniversary post to you this week.
Oh, it's true. We had a big anniversary post. Yeah.
Yeah, you did write the sweetest book boyfriend post ever. I love when you write. I mean, you're a gifted writer, and I'm excited to see how that shows up in our book too. But your post to me was very, very thoughtful, and you talked about how we're meant to be together, and we'll find each other in every universe and every lifetime.
Even if we're snails.
Yeah, that's what I was talking to.
That was your question.
Yeah.
Even if we're snails?
Yeah, I was saying, your post was so sweet. I said, you really think we'll find each other in every lifetime and every universe? And you said, I do. And I said, even if we were snails? And you said, yep.
Of course.
So now we're talking about getting snail tattoos matching.
Yeah, that's what we should do.
Matching snail.
What if our book characters got matching tattoos? That would be pretty intense.
That might be fun. I mean, if it was somebody I was dating, I don't know. I don't know if I'd get a matching tattoo.
Maybe it's in the epilogue.
Maybe. Or if it was like to commemorate an event, like they did something together. Like I went skydiving recently. If somebody went skydiving with me, that's still something I did individually. But like if we did that together, I could see getting a tattoo to like commemorate some event or
right.
you know. Yeah.
Interesting. Because then we could sell temporary tattoos with the book.
I like
Crazy.
it. I really like our launch is coming together. It's going to have the books with signings.
So much.
Stella will be there. Other than
Stella will be there.
and then we'll have the barbecue.
We should put Stella's picture on the back cover, like with next to us, like the authors. You know how they do.
Well, if she's a character in the book, well, she can just.
She's gonna be Grandma Stella. That's true.
We have not agreed on that.
That's true.
We have not, but we should also introduce ourselves. We've been talking a lot about ourselves, but if this happens to be your first time listening, I'm Andrea.
And I'm Matt.
And we are a married couple, now married 20 years and 25 together.
And we're talking all about it today.
And
so you can just
today to hear all about our story.
Learn all about it.
But our podcast is the journey of us writing our first romance novel together. Yep. We started reading them together just as a hobby and something we enjoyed, and we decided to write one. Matt's a writer by trade in advertising, and so we've been working to discuss our plot and our characters, and so thank you for coming along for the ride.
Yep, and it's definitely coming along in the background, but I think this will be a fun episode just to talk about anniversary stuff because it's relationship stuff, which is what the book is about.
And it's a love story.
It is a love story.
It's its own,
We're living our own love story.
Yeah, that's our tagline, right? That's right. Writing a rom-com while living our
awesome.
But yeah, and it does. It fuels our writing. There's so many times that things will happen, and then we'll start discussing it, and then we start to say, "Oh, maybe we should incorporate that in the books." And
True.
So yeah, excited about that. But I think we're going to start by talking about our own story.
Yeah, go ahead.
You want me to tell it?
You start. You start with the start.
Well, and I'll say it's a little cheesy and like super innocent, but like it was because we were 15.
Yeah.
So it's like
I'm only 18 now.
I know it hasn't been too long, but it is super sweet and innocent and silly in a lot of ways because we were teenagers, but we met in 10th grade theater. Like in the fall of
theater nerds,
the 99 and the 2000s.
Yeah, that's right.
And I have a distinct memory of like noticing Matt for the first time. It wasn't the first day of class or anything. It had definitely been a few weeks, but it was a very large class that we were in.
A lot of people in that.
And we each had friends in that class that we were already closer to. So we hadn't really been in each other's orbit or in groups that overlapped until that point. But I remember walking through the theater with a friend of mine, and it was kind of a stadium style seating that went down into a pit. And you were down in the pit, like rehearsing or something for the show that we were working on. And I remember walking across with a friend and noticing you and being like, who is that? Like it just very distinctly in my brain. I remember noticing you for the first time and just feeling very drawn to you, like magnetically. I thought you were really cute. And I don't know. I remember just
feeling about you every day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You didn't those first 6 months, but you do now? That's good. No, but I don't know. I think I probably intentionally started trying to talk to you or learn more about you. And then I found out that one of our good friends was also a good friend of yours, that you guys had played baseball together when you were younger. And then I went to middle school with him, and that's where I met him. And so I confided in him one day during homeroom that I had a crush on you and said, but you can't tell him. Of course, he ran and told you.
Immediately.
Made it super awkward. And so then it was like the cat was out of the bag that I had a crush on you. But we just stayed in each other's orbit for a while. We really became good friends, like best friends, and spent a lot of time together in groups and just going out and doing things together and doing plays and shows and things together. So that was fun. But that April of our sophomore year, I think we both knew like feelings were changing, growing. Like I had definitely had feelings for you all along, but was also just happy to be a close friend.
It's a bit of a late bloomer, Andrea. I wasn't really.
You weren't thinking about
I wasn't thinking about anybody or anything. I was living my life, man, hanging out with my friends.
That's good. And then I just came and
then
ruined it all.
Ruined it all. I was just living life.
Yeah.
You know?
We just found ourselves spending more and more time together and time alone. And like, I just remember you invited me to a movie one day. And so we went and saw the movie. And in the movie, you like grabbed my hand for the first time and held my hand. And so that's what I mean. It's like the cheesy, oh my gosh, he held my hand, but we were 16, And so I just remember like not wanting to move because I was afraid you'd take your hand away. But yeah, it was like
maybe our character should be younger, but not that young.
No, we can't write that anymore. I also don't want to read about that as a reader. Anytime it's like high school or college, I just can't get into it mentally. I'm just too far from that now. But no, And what's funny is that's actually when we talk about celebrating our anniversary and how we got married on our 5th anniversary. It was actually the next day. So the day that we kissed for the first time, which was like when things really, to me,
got serious. It was real.
Yeah. Which I think our first kiss was so sweet. Again, we were just very young, but we both knew that we had feelings for each other, but neither of us wanted to be the one to make the first move. And so I remember we'd kind of spent the day together flirting, like playing and everything. Well, you were leaving to like go to dinner with your family or something. You dropped me off and we were standing in my room and we just kind of put our foreheads together. And then finally we both kissed each other at the same time. And I just thought, like, I still think that is so representative of our relationship that we can be stubborn, but like we both will put ourselves out there when we need to. And so I really love that. And I still, every now and then you'll come up and that's just such a way to like reconnect with me, is like just to put your forehead up to mine.
That's when you officially tricked me.
That is. I tricked you into 20 years, 25 years. But that was actually April 22nd and our anniversary is April 23rd. And the reason that I've always counted the 23rd as our anniversary is because that was the day we kissed the second time. And so...
But you locked it in. So it was a real one.
Yeah, the first one was just a test to see, like, are there real feelings? Is this going to be a thing? And then when you came over the next day and we went to watch that same friend who spilled the beans, his dad was playing softball.
Oh, yeah.
Then we kissed the second time. And so it just went from there. We just, we still did things mostly as a group. Oh, we weren't super serious.
We were pretty quiet about it.
We also, we didn't want to like ruin things with other friendships if it went south. But we all just enjoyed being together all the time and graduated, went kind of separate. We're not separate ways for college, but just we were apart. Like we were still dating, but I ended up moving back home after moving away for college. And then I feel like that's when things got more serious, when we started talking about like living together to finish out college and things like that. Started talking about like when we saw ourselves getting married, and which that was also funny. We were sitting outside of a Texas Roadhouse waiting on our table to be called. And you were saying, like, when do you see us getting married? Like, really? And I said, well, our anniversary is on a Saturday in April. This was in, like, September.
I would say it's, like, 2 or 3 months away.
Yeah, no, it was, like, 6, 7 months.
I feel like it.
It was.
It was close.
Please trust that I know these things. This was September of 2004. And I said, our anniversary is on a Saturday in April. And I said, I'd like to keep our same anniversary. And so that would be nice. And you were like, okay.
And you tricked me again. Man,
I'm not telling this story anymore. You just use it as like your villain origin story.
It's true.
But yeah, you were just like, okay, let's do it. And I was like, oh, was that your proposal?
And then what happened?
And you said, yeah. And I said, you're not going to get down on your knee. And you said, no. No.
Oh, I said no because there were peanut shells on the ground.
Yeah, because Texas Roadhouse has the peanut shell, like peanuts that you can sit and that you can sit and crack and eat while you wait for your table. And so you're like, no, there's peanut shells everywhere. And I was like, well, then no, like come back when you want to propose properly.
You turn me down.
So that is good lore. I did turn you down the first time that you proposed. But then you proposed for real a couple months later after you'd like talked to my mom and made sure it was all good. And then that's when the wedding planning started. We got married that April. And yeah.
We got married on our anniversary, 5 years. Wow.
On our 5th anniversary. But I think back about our relationship. I remember you came to my family reunion summer.
Yeah. We were very, very, very close by.
Yeah, we were just best friends. And I think about like when you came there, I remember I'd taken a shower at one point and I came outside and was like sitting on the steps of the little cabin that we stayed in at my family. We'd get cabins and stay on the lake for a weekend. We've done it since before I was born. And I remember you came out and I was like, I had a comb in my hand and you sat down and offered to like comb my hair. And I just remember just feeling so cherished and just so touched by like how you were taking the time to just like nurture me in that way and show care. And like, I just remember those little moments along the way.
I loved you. Even though you tricked me, I love you.
Yeah.
That's always the one.
And then I've always said too, like the time I really knew that I thought we were going to get married and I could really see myself marrying you was another time that I'd had my wisdom teeth out and you and my mom had kind of been taking care of me and I was coming off the anesthesia and I was just in a lot of pain. And I remember you had to leave to go to work and you were coming to tell me bye and I started to cry because I felt I just felt terrible. I was in so much pain, and you started crying too because
Made me sad.
Yeah, you just hated that I was in pain and you hated having to leave me. And I just remember feeling like, wow, this guy, he really loves me. I think I want to marry him.
I think one of the things I always talk about, and one of the reasons that, I don't know, that I fell for you forever ago was something we might be able to put in the book too is, you're the person that I always want to tell things to. Like when things happen, you're the one I want to call. You're the one I want to talk to about it. I think that's part of our friendship, our best friendship.
I remember you saying that too, of like, there wasn't some specific moment where you're like, I know I love this girl. I know I want to marry this girl. You just said, I just realized over time that you were my person. You were the person I always wanted to call. So I thought that was very sweet. And I felt that way. That's, to me, is like the story of me getting my molars out is that same thing of realizing like, you became my person. You became the one I wanted there to take care of me or, would comfort me, whatever it was. So yeah,
Then we got married on Saturday.
We did get married on that Saturday. Yeah, Saturday of April 2005. And then Jackson came along about almost 3 years later.
Yep.
Fall in November of 2007.
I was finishing up school.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. He came along 2.5 years into our 5-year plan.
Yeah, exactly.
But it all worked out. We still focused on our education. And I think, again, that just goes back to I think about during that time is, okay, wow, we have this unexpected new member of our family coming, but we were really focused on trying to finish school at the time. And we had a lot of conversations on how we were going to make that work. And thankfully, with my mom and family around us, we had people who supported us in still achieving those goals. And, once he came along, then trying to become homeowners and going back to that millennial roadmap. But
yeah, I was in school for a couple of years, so I got to be a stay-at-home dad with Jackson.
Yeah, that was cool.
I love that.
That was super cool. Y'all would go to Target. Popcorn.
Back when Target had their own popcorn and their own. Yeah. And I miss Target having their own thing.
It's one of my
just Starbucks.
Favorite pictures of him sitting in the buggy eating popcorn while y'all walk
popcorn and wander around.
And you were
gum, and that's about
you were
it.
Producing content even back then. I remember you'd film cute videos of him.
Oh yeah,
and all that he was learning, and so yeah. I just going back to that was a little bit of a time of survival, and we were just doing our best to get by, and money was tight, and all those things. But I just look back, and I always remember being happy, even when some of our hardest times. I remember one of the times you said to me. We were kind of between houses trying to figure out what our next step was with our living situation. And you said, hey, wherever we're together, we're home. And I just have always been onto that. And so
the rest of it's just stuff.
Yeah. And so even during some of the most trying times for us, like with outside factors, I always in my brain, I'm like, but we were still happy. We still, we're focused on each other and our family and like, I think having our priorities straight has always been important. And which also, like I said, that goes back to how we're more spontaneous and we're not as great with planning or finances or whatever. The thing is, like, we've always just tried to live in the moment and just be present where we're at and go on the adventures, take the trips, make the memories. That's been a big part. And I think we talk about incorporating that in our book too.
I was going to say the spontaneous thing, I haven't really thought about too much. Yeah. Our characters don't. As we talk about them now, our characters don't have that spontaneous. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But I think that might be fun.
How could that be incorporated? Yeah. Because I do think it's important. It's so important to be a planner. I know that we both wish we were better at that. It's an area we want to grow. But I also find a lot of value in being spontaneous and making the memories right now. I think, and that comes from my granny, who we were both very close with, our own grandma, Sophia, Stella, whatever she's going to be. She and my granddad, who was, very, very important to me, very much like a father figure to me, who died when I was 7. When you and I met, you and her were also very close. And she told us, how her and my papa, my granddad, had saved and just put everything away for retirement, basically. Like, oh, we'll take the trip, we'll do the thing, we'll make the memories, when you retire. And then he died of a heart attack 6 months after retiring. And so her big message to us was tomorrow is never promised. Like, there will always be a bill to pay. Take the trips, make the memories. You'll pay it off. You'll be fine. But that's kind of been our motto and our mantra is, we want to do the things while we can and make it work.
Figure it out.
Yeah. So that's kind of been part of it. Yeah. I'd love to incorporate that some way as well. But, and then a few years after Jackson came along, about 4 years later, almost to the day, then we had our sweet little Oliver, our Ollie Ross.
Oh, yeah.
And so who's going to join us today. And so that he completed our family, and we've just been on a little journey as a family of 4. Now we've got one turning 18 this year, having big feelings, having an adult child. But I'm just really thankful. And I think that was what was so fun for me about our anniversary, was seeing how much us trying to prioritize each other and our relationship and just like live our love visibly, how that shows up to them.
Yeah.
And seeing their perspective, because all they know is our relationship. Like that, they only have the one relationship of parents to look at. And I know they know other friends and things, and they see other people's.
For some reason, that makes me think about, maybe it was last year. Yeah, you'll know the time better, but at Oliver's school, they had that whole talk about red flags and like relationships and healthy relationships.
Yeah,
it's a great thing for the kids to have. But it just made me laugh, because then for the next 6 months, no matter, believe it or not, I may say some out of pocket stuff occasionally. And Oliver would be like, that's a red flag.
That's a red flag. Or Jackson would say, isn't it a red flag when they like try to control what you wear? Like if I told Matt, like, I don't really like that shirt or whatever. So they definitely threw that back.
They weaponized it.
But yeah, at dinner, I really enjoyed just seeing how they perceive our relationship and our priorities. And then you just see the wheels turning for them, and especially like as they get closer to having and being in relationships themselves, and what they prioritize and what matters to them.
And that's really interesting, because one of our characters, we're talking about having kids and them seeing relationships. I think that's going to be a part of their growth too.
Yep.
Because we don't want to have side characters that are just there to be characters, side characters, whatever. We want them to grow and have their own story too. And I think that's a good point for them to be able to see a healthy relationship, the fictional characters too. So
absolutely.
That's really good.
So that was very fun. And I think now we should bring in.
Do you want to bring him in?
I want to bring him in. Let's bring him in.
All right, let me yell at him. Oliver! Oh, here. I can hear him coming in. There he is. You have your questions?
I have my questions.
Here's your microphone.
Ooh, microphone.
Clip it onto your shirt. Like right here.
There
you go.
Welcome. Cero. How are y'all doing today? I haven't seen you all day.
Oh, that's true. Just got back from lunch.
Yeah, we're excited. We just talked a little bit about our anniversary dinner the other night. All your good questions at dinner, and how you'd offered to host a game for us. Yeah. So tell us about this game. Tell us who you are and what this game is.
All right. So, hi, everyone. I'm Oliver. Today, I'm going to be hosting a special game for my parents. I'm going to ask them a bunch of special and funny questions that are weird sometimes, maybe.
Okay. I like it.
And they have to decide who's more likely to do that thing.
Oh,
okay.
Then for the best part, they can argue about who's right.
You love when we argue.
You just argue. Great.
He's just trying to start a fight for it.
I've never argued with my wife. Not one time.
No.
Have you ever one time seen me argue?
Stella, can you fact check that?
Yeah, somebody call Stella.
She'll get right on that.
Yeah, she's asleep upside down right now.
All right, so you're going to give us a prompt, and then we just have to say who's...
Let me re-clip your mic here.
Yeah.
All right,
You'll give us a prompt, and then we have to say who's more likely to do that thing.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, I'm interested.
All right.
Okay, I'm ready.
Let's start off with a pretty easy one, actually.
Okay.
Who's most likely to laugh in a serious situation?
Oh, gosh, that's
an easy one.
Yeah.
That's an easy one. Social norms escape me sometimes.
Yeah, it's a struggle.
It's a struggle because I don't take things seriously sometimes. And I'm trying to think. That doesn't apply to either of our characters as it stands right now. I don't think. Maybe. I have to think about it.
Maybe that'll be the sister.
Oh, maybe that'll be the sister who's just irreverently.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely me, I think.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I know.
Oh, okay. All right, let's keep going then, because
it'll just get me mad. I'll start thinking about times that he's laughed inappropriately. Yeah.
All right, then.
Okay.
Let's see. I have a little paper here so I can list off of who would really do it. So, who's more likely to have a snack stash hidden in every bag?
Why are you laughing, Matt?
Because I already have a snack stash. I feel like I'm being targeted here. So
Why do you have a
well,
snack stash?
the real reason I have a snack stash is because I live with two teenage boys who, if there's food anywhere around, this guy, all the Easter candy he got, he had like 40 pieces of candy in 3 hours.
Did it? I don't know what he's talking about.
Right. And so I have my own special cabinet area that the boys know not to really mess with, even though you still ate my peanut butter eggs.
I had 2 of them.
Okay, but my favorite was when you ate the Skittles. And Daddy went to open the cabinet and he finds a piece of paper that says, I owe you 1 Skittles, Oliver.
He took the Skittles. I'll buy candy at 7-Eleven or something to sneak it in there for when I'm just snacky. And I go in there, I find an IOU. So
That was a good one.
he didn't pay me back.
Yeah, that's true. And we're going to frame it.
I'm going to frame the IOU. It also doesn't say limit 1, so
I had to
I never see the elite.
boy down
Well, maybe it says I owe you Skittles, so that could be.
It says I owe you 1 Skittle.
I have to go back to the.
All right, give us another one. I'm ready.
Other than Ma'au, who's most likely to befriend a wild animal?
Well, that's a tougher one.
Because I know you're
back
the same with animal. Yeah.
We have very different relationships with animals, I feel like. You have a healthy, good relationship with animals.
And then Daddy just sees a cat and he's like, ow!
Well, he says that.
I saw the video where that's how you call cats. And that's how you
Should I
call cats.
Should I show the voice message?
Yeah, no. I'm there, so...
Talk about inappropriate.
Yeah, so I chased Oliver when we were doing the book crawl. I chased him all around Oak Cliff down there, just yelling, because we saw a cat. And then
Embarrassing him.
I may have gone to the bathroom at the restaurant and sent you a voice message that said,
for 20 seconds.
Don't worry. You guys...
Mm-hmm. So probably a wild animal, like to befriend. Yeah, that's probably him.
But if I'm in here, it's absolutely me.
Well,
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. You are the animal whisperer. But if it's like injured in some way or in need of someone's, there's probably gonna be me that y'all tap in and say, "Mama, go fix her." Yeah, what I hear about Stella. Fix her. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, this is actually a pretty good question. Who's most likely to binge watch an entire series in one weekend?
I'd say that's also Daddy because I just don't watch a lot of TV.
I don't think so.
He watches so many movies.
I think you're like Outlander, and this is a year or two ago. Outlander or like Handmaid's Tale. Like you went through the
That was
pretty quick.
years ago for
White
sure.
Lotus, you finished pretty quick.
No, I watched it once a week when those came out. Like, I just don't binge stuff very often. It's so rare. Like, it's hard for me to just sit still, like, especially if I'm home. If I had like a weekend away or like a hotel, yes, I could see myself sitting and watching several episodes of something. But it's been a long time. Because when I'm home, I'm like, I gotta move the dishes or the laundry or whatever.
I will say over the last year or two, we've kind of moved away from watching as much TV too.
But I feel like if you get a stretch of alone time, like you're watching Star Wars or Star Trek. Oh gosh, the switch, yeah. But no, I feel like you'll watch.
Yeah, it's not true. If there's something.
Yeah, I just think you're the one that's more likely to like sit and watch multiple episodes of something or like get through it very quickly.
Okay.
But part of it, like you said, we've moved a little bit away from TV. I think some of it is like I've been trying to be more intentional about reading instead of being on my phone, and I just haven't watched as many shows, or I try to like break them up. But I think that's also my anxiety because I don't like things to be over too quick. Yeah, and so I also intentionally will try to stretch stuff out.
Also, I feel like Daddy's been watching so many more movies. Y'all both.
Yeah.
He watches a lot of movies.
I do watch a lot of movies.
He loves movies. Yeah. Good.
Okay. Good one.
All right. Not the best argument I wanted.
No, what we really want to fight.
Yeah. All right. Hold on. I had one. Oh, who's better at pulling off a secret like surprise party or secret surprise?
That's a tough one.
That's tough.
I think on one hand, I like to be surprised, so I'm never digging for info. Like I enjoy being surprised. I don't want to open my gifts early. I don't need any of this stuff. I just want to be surprised.
No, I feel targeted because I don't like to be surprised. Like Yeah, I'm definitely the snooper and the person that'll open their gifts and things like
But
that.
I did get you on your 40th
You
birthday.
did get me then. And like that, you kept that good secret. You surprised me with a brunch with all my friends and family and
Stella.
yeah, no, Stella was not there, but that was a good one. And I think part of that was like me not having any idea. If you're the least bit suspicious, I'm all over. You know what I mean? And so I don't know. I don't think I'm as good at keeping
acting.
Yeah.
I was acting.
Yes, I don't think I'm as good at keeping a secret. I think I would want to tell you and be like, okay, act surprised, but.
That's true.
If it's my secret to keep, if it's someone else's, I'm good at keeping other people's. Like if someone was planning something for you, I wouldn't say anything. But if it was my thing that I was planning, and it's my secret to spill, then I'd be like, okay, act surprised, but that's me. Yeah.
She knows I'm lying because I'll start to talk in an accent. Oh my goodness. It's time to go to brunch.
Send his return. All right, next. He started doing accents. We got to move to the next.
Oh, right. Okay. Who would give the best life advice to a stranger?
Life advice?
Life advice.
To a stranger?
To a stranger.
I don't talk to strangers.
Yeah.
I'm not good about that. I'm very outgoing and social. I'm just really bad with I'm nervous talker to people.
And I think I'm more comfortable.
You're more likely to talk to somebody.
Yeah. And give advice if it's asked.
Yeah, I'm not going to be like, hey, bro,
let me tell you
about my MLM. That's not really going to be helpful. Yeah, I think you're probably the winner of that one.
Yeah, I think so too.
So give us some of this life-changing. I need the top tier life-changing advice right now. Go.
Me? You want life advice?
What are you struggling with?
I'm struggling with
your business just isn't working.
My business isn't working out. I need your help. I need your advice.
That's
I'm ready.
Tragic. I mean, I think I would look at your systems of organization and time management first.
And then probably my support system, right?
Mm-hmm.
My wife and kid.
Mm-hmm.
Most importantly.
Yeah, who around you could be doing more to help you?
Yeah, my coworker does snore all day. Poor Stella. Anyway, next question. I'm ready.
All right. Oh, this one has to start a good argument.
This is our love episode, right? This is all about our relationship and our story, and you come in and want us to fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so what's the next?
What's the next one? I'm ready.
Who's most likely to start a fake argument just to win it?
That's a good one.
I
I feel like in our younger days, we were both super
did that a lot.
guilty of that.
You would start fighting about one thing to talk about something else.
Yeah.
We did a lot of, we used to be yell communicators. We would yell at each other.
But I think now we both try to avoid fighting as much as possible.
The answer is mama.
Is it really?
To make up fight stuff?
Keep going.
I mean...
Just so that I can win?
Yeah.
Can you give an example?
Yeah, I mean, I think it happens around once a month for about a week or so.
Gosh, this is when he gets himself in trouble. This is when he gets in trouble.
You're more likely to start a fight just to start a fight, though.
Mm-hmm.
Not even just to win it.
I mean, I do like winning.
She likes arguing, and she doesn't like losing, so trust me, it's a whole thing. We talked about this.
Wow.
Okay, this really will make us fight. Let's move on to the next thing.
Okay. Another easy one.
Okay, good. Stella.
Who would laugh at something very inappropriate?
I thought we did this. I thought we talked about laughing at inappropriate times.
That's an inappropriate time. Would laugh at something completely inappropriate.
Oh, that's still him.
Yeah.
We cannot control himself. Yes. No. Next question. Yeah.
All right. Ooh, I hope this one works. Who will survive longer during the zombie apocalypse? Because I know Mama has the brains, though.
Mama does have the brains,
She does.
but I know what her official opinion is on this situation.
I want to be.
I don't even want to live.
I just want to be taken out in the first.
I haven't done my mama voice.
That's true. That's one of the access.
Oh man, yeah. Since we were
thinking of us fighting. That is how you resolved a lot of fights. Is you would just start imitating.
I'm not. I don't talk like that.
Yeah,
I don't talk.
greatly
Hey,
exaggerate.
you really exaggerated it.
An accent.
Hey, I don't talk like that.
And I would try so hard to be mad at him, but he would start doing that. And I would just hit him.
You know, if that zombie apocalypse comes, I just want to be dead. Just kill me first. I don't even want to be alive. I don't even want to have to live in a world with zombies because I just ain't going to do it.
He's not wrong. The only caveat that I said is if you and Jackson are around, I need to live long enough to protect you guys. But like if I was just on my own, please take me out in the first wave. I am not meant. I'm like,
Wait, you think you would have to live to protect Daddy?
No, for you guys. Like if I was in charge of viewing Jackson and keeping you guys safe, then yeah, I'm gonna get gritty. I'm gonna fight.
She's gonna do the gritty.
She's gonna do the gritty. Yeah, that'll keep the zombies away. They'll think she's infected. Run. But no, if I had to protect you guys, that's different. But if it was just me, like there's a meme of from the White Lotus, the mom of the Ratliff family. He's asking her like, "What if we lost everything?" And she goes, I just don't think at this time in my life that I'm meant to live in a difficult situation. I can't remember what the exact quote is, but everybody's like, memeing it right now because it's hilarious. And like I just kind of feel that way of like I have no desire to
You don't want to repopulate the earth.
I do not
save the human species.
just to fight off zombies. Like no, that sounds terrible.
You have a lot of aggression.
I mean, I'll go to a mad room or whatever those things are called. The
What if the zombies try to turn around you? Then
yeah, maybe I don't know, but yeah, I think Daddy has better survival skills. Think so? But I just tell him all the time, listen. I was raised by a single mom. I am capable of anything, but I don't prefer to do it.
I don't talk like that.
I don't talk like that. Did you hear it?
But you were talking about that meme or whatever. Yeah. Speaking of memes, who would most likely become a viral meme by accident?
Oh, that'd be me.
Yeah,
probably.
It would probably use like yelling at someone.
In public, yeah, they did something that I got all riled up about. Somebody would film it. And yeah, that would be the thing. So yeah, no, it would probably be me. I mean, I could see Daddy like doing something funny with you guys or with Stella.
Yeah.
I don't know, having some
But
I mean, Stella would probably be number one.
That's like being funny on purpose and stuff. I feel like,
oh, okay.
I would how many times we've seen Mama give people the finger.
That's true. Just today we were driving and this guy was like, "Hi, you're really pretty." Finger.
See, this is what it's like when they get together. They gang up against me and start narratives that are not true. But yeah, okay, give us one more.
All right.
Hit me with the last one. I'm ready.
The last one. Who is most likely to buy something completely random off late night TV?
Oh, man.
Oh. Let me add this on.
Both guilty.
So, you also have those honey biscuits, the
Honey
butter chicken biscuits in bed too.
Yeah. That was, we were telling the boys some of our favorite like silly memories we were talking about during COVID, like DoorDash and Uber Eats and all those were kind of new. And that would be one of the things we'd do late at night. We'd put the boys in bed and we'd order honey butter chicken biscuits. And I mean, because it was like we weren't having to get up for work the next day. And so it was just such a weird time. And we were just watching TV and yeah, it was so fun. And so we were talking about that. But I think we're both really guilty of impulse purchases, which goes back to us not being great like with our finances and with like, and I don't think
it's necessarily late night TV, but Instagram always gets me with the shirts or the hats or the little dudes.
Yeah, they really target you.
Oh no.
Yeah, they know me too well.
Yeah, I think we're.
Yeah, that's
both. I say we're both guilty.
I do like to order stuff late at night and try to forget about it. My memory
shows up
and then it disappears.
Yeah.
Well, that's what is happy. I would love to have that.
It's a package to you from you.
Yeah, it's the best.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I like this.
Thank you for your question.
Good game.
Yeah.
I'm putting you on the spot here a little bit, but we talked a little bit about our relationship and just relationships in general at at the restaurant the other night. So is there anything like you would add, any thoughts you have about us as, our relationship or us being your parents? Like, what are your reflections?
I think if y'all weren't such good friends, y'all wouldn't be such good partners.
And what?
The hell?
Oh, yeah.
Very
There's already. That's deep. God, which that's always been very important to us. Our friendship has always been the priority for sure.
Maybe the book should be Friends to Lovers.
Maybe.
I'd be like an enemies to lovers, though.
Well, thank you for joining us, Ollie.
Yeah. High five.
Oh, wow. That's a big high five. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for being such a good game master and all for our good questions at dinner the other night. That was really special to us. We've just talked about how nice it was to go out with you guys. And you guys are just
The best.
special. Y'all are Isabel listening to your questions. We're so good. But
Also, thank you to the listeners out there for indulging us this anniversary episode.
And thank you, Stella.
Thank you, Stella. Always thank you, Stella.
As always, you can follow us on Instagram at Our Next Chapter Podcast, same on TikTok and Facebook. You can
Review and share.
Yes, review and share, subscribe to the podcast wherever,
We have a little newsletter.
wherever you listen to your podcasts. And if you go to our website, ournextchapterpodcast.com, you can sign up for our eventual newsletter, but more importantly, to get your name in our book. Oliver, have you signed up for our newsletter? Have you signed up?
Oh, man.
No, his name's not even going to be in the book.
Okay.
But anyone who signs up will get to be their name printed in our book once it's published. We'd love to include you as just some of our day one fans. So thank you for joining this week. Let us know if you have any thoughts about the who's more likely. Did we get it right? Did we get it wrong? Would you think otherwise about us?
Ask your partner if you have a partner out there. Which
This
one?
is all an effort of research for our book.
For sure.
Our discussions, love is the best research, right?
That's right.
Until
That's
next
right.
time. Until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
I love you too.
You do?
I do.
Aww.
I love both of you.
It's always nice
take
to
it.
hear.